What's up, Illumineers? Welcome back to another edition of Deck of the Week here on Inkspot Games, and this is our first Deck of the Week video for the new Lorcana expansion Into the Inklands, and I wanted to start with a deck that I feel kind of best showcases different mechanics and things that this set is sort of going for. Also one that I think is just really fun in general. And this, of course, is the ever so popular Ruby Steel Pirate deck. But before we get into it, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. We continue to grow, and I love engaging with everyone on these videos, on social media, and everywhere. So please be sure to like, subscribe, follow me, all that good stuff. But with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So this is one of the better decks that really utilizes the new mechanic in Lorcana, which is of course locations. Now, certain locations can use the pirate type for some of these characters. We can move them for free, give them rush, all that good stuff. And these locations can also give you lore as well, which is very, very good in this deck. There are cards in the deck that benefit to having locations. It strengthens them, gives them more lore, all that stuff, but we'll get into that into a second when we go through the card by card. Obviously, like I said, the theme here is pirates, and it's pretty cool seeing like an actual theme develop here in Lorcana, and a deck that honestly is pretty good. And what's also cool about this deck is there's like a bunch of different ways you can play it, and there's also budget friendly versions of this deck that are also pretty good as well. So you can definitely check those out, but this is the build we're using today. The whole idea of the deck: play locations, have those locations benefit your characters, keep getting lore from them, and kind of controlling the board with their strong attack and willpower, and getting rushed because of certain locations, some blowout cards, spot removal, all that stuff. This deck kind of does do a lot of different things to control the board while you're also gaining lore in the process. There's some really cool new cards to go through that synergize really well with each other, and I'm excited to try it out. So let's go through the card by card here. First, starting with the characters, we have 3 Minnie Mouse, and this is just a 1/3 character. You could use Tiana if you really wanted to, but that's to kind of give you Teeth and Ambition plays. We have Prince Eric, who also with Teeth and Ambitions goes really well, and being able to go on the Jolly Roger to gain rush is also helpful as well with his banish ability. So Prince Eric seemed to make sense for this as well. We have 3 of the new Captain Hook, who can ready himself whenever he bashes a character in the challenge. So obviously this can be used to kind of control the board and keep challenging. Again, and it goes really well with the Jolly Roger because he can move there for free because he's a pirate. We have Jim Hawkins, 2 copies of him, who is just a great like resource guy and gives you so much value. He costs 5, and when you play him, you can play a location 4 or less for free. So you're getting 2 strong things on the board, and when you do play that location, you can move him there for free, which is really, really good. So a lot is happening with him, and you know, you can move him to different locations, again, some that give you rush or evasive, things like that. And just being able to play him and then play a pretty hefty cost of location for free is just fantastic value. Jim Hawkins is such a great addition to this deck. And of course, to round out the Ruby characters, we have Maui, who is just flat out good at removal in general. Obviously, they go after really any character and location as well. Moving on to the Steel characters, we have our old 1-drop Captain Hook, and this card becomes so much better in this deck because he's a pirate. He can move to the Jolly Roger for free, and he gets rush, and with that Challenger +2, it helps you take control of the early game. One of the new cards in this set here is Mr. Smee, and what's cool about him is if you have Well, when he's exhausted and he has no captain character in play, you inflict the damage to him, and there's plenty of captain characters in this deck, so he can be really, really annoying to deal with because of his larger stats for a 2-drop, and he quests for 2 lore. Obviously, the nice initial play is dropping a Captain Hook and a Mr. Smee, and then you're pretty good to go. The next card is another new card, and this is kind of one of the big bosses of the deck, and that's John Silver. For each location you have in play, this character gains resist +1 and gets +1 lore. This deck runs a lot of locations, so if you're able to get a bunch of them on the board, he can quest for a lot of lore, and he basically becomes impossible to beat with regular damage removal, and challenging is just like spot removal can take him out, and then pair him with certain locations to give him evasive or whatever. He can be really, really hard to deal with. Such a great card, and obviously works really well in this deck. We have our small Tinkerbell so that our large Tinkerbell can shift into her just to get a big body on the board for removal, dealing damage, all that good stuff. We have 2 copies of the Beast. He's just nice to have for some draw power. And yeah, those are all the characters for Steel. Now let's go through the actions. We have Teeth and Ambitions. Give your character 2 to deal to. Obviously that goes well with your Minnie Mouse, or especially with your Prince Eric. We have Dragonfire for spot removal, because spot removal is really, really good. It's looking like in this format. Moving on, we have our sea shanties here, and along came Zeus, 2 copies of this. Just generally good, 5 damage to a character, basically is an insta spot removal, but also can remove a lot of locations, or at least get them very weak. We have 2 Whole New Worlds, just a great card if we need some extra draw power, and 3 Grab Your Sword to deal some damage. And our locations in the deck, we have a lot of them. We have 4 Jolly Rogers. It only cost 1, and characters gain rush while here, and your pirate characters can move there for free. Obviously, a lot of the cards in this deck are pirates, so you're getting good value instead of paying 2, just going there for free, gaining rush, and you have 4 of them. So obviously that goes well with your John Silver to get him more resist and more lore. We have 3 Agrabah. It's just nice to have an inkable location that can just get you lore. And again, you want to fill up the board with locations to get your John Silver going. We have 3 copies of the RLS Legacy. Characters here gain evasive. So if you move your John Silver or your Jim Hawkins here, not only are they, obviously really strong themselves, but they have evasive, so they can't really be challenged unless your opponent has evasive. And if you have a character here, you can pay 2 less to move a character of yours for here. So this card's very, very good, on top of having 8 defense and can get 2 lore. And to round out the locations, we have the Bayou. The main reason we have this is because it costs 1. And again, you kind of want to flood the board with locations. It can get a lore, and whenever a character quests while here, you may draw a card and choose to discard a card, so it gives you some draw power as well. And I believe those are all the locations we have, and yeah, that's the deck. So I'm excited to hop into some games and see how this deck performs. Alright, Steel Song, I assume. We're going second. Mr. Smee is good. Ooh, this little combo is good. The Bayou. Yeah, I kind of like this here. I'm actually gonna... I actually want to get the John Silver. I want to get the John Silver because we do have a location. Have Tinkerbell. We're going second, so we can at least get a draw. See what our opponent has for us today. Obviously, the combo here is we want Captain Hook on the board and then Mr. Smee. Robin Hood. Okay, that's fine. See what our draw is here. A Captain Hook, which is nice. So I guess I'll just ink this because we already have one. And play a Captain Hook and pass. Let's see what our opponent has. Okay, so it has Mufasa. Ooh, Bodyguard Kita. Okay. Part of me feels like I kind of need to deal with that. So I think... Yeah, so we're gonna play Mr. Smee. Let's just get rid of the Kita. I think next turn we might play the Bayou. Put Mr. Smee there, so at least we can get some draw power. Let's see, they have the Ariel. Lil Jon. Who's Bodyguard? Okay, yeah, so let's go ahead and play the Bayou. Let's put Mr. Smee here. We can quest for 2. We can draw. What do we want to discard? What do we want to discard? I think I'm actually going to discard Grab Your Sword. I like the spot removal for Dragonfire. Alright, so he gets a damage on him. Ooh, Musketeer Tabard. Alright, so he's gone. We do have another one. Another Bayou. I think I'm just gonna ink him. What's kind of our threat right now? We're just gonna play another Bayou, and we're gonna pass. So at least we're getting some lore. Okay, Pongo. Wonder if they challenge one of my Bayous. So Pongo could be annoying. Maui is nice. Maui is nice. Yeah, let's just go ahead and play Maui. Just get rid of the Bodyguard. They get a draw with Musketeer. And they'll pass. So I imagine most of this deck is characters. We have some removal going on. Are they targeting the Bayou? Okay. Another Bodyguard. So we know that they have Beast in their hand. Well, they just inked the Beast. Do they have a second one? Ooh, a whole new world will be helpful. I think we're gonna just do this. They'll get a draw. And I think I'm just going to Dragon Fire the Pongo. And pass. We have a whole new world. Okay, Mufasa. See, I wonder if they're going to try to take out the Maui. They're just passing. They're just passing. Let's go ahead. Let's just get rid of them. I know they're going to be able to play something. Okay, Piglet. And we can get rid of the Piglet. And pass. Tinkerbell. Big Tinkerbell. So I think we're going to fire off a whole new world next to... well, they inked it. Oh my gosh. Actually just going to ink this. Fire off a whole new world. We'll play Mr. Smee. Grab your sword's nice. Alright, the getting rid of the Bayou. So I guess what I could do, I can Captain Hook, Jolly Roger, Little John. Okay. Along Came Zeus is nice. Let's just go ahead and play John Silver. And grab your sword. And we'll just quest for 2. So we have Jolly Roger, Captain Hook, Teeth and Ambitions, and then along came Zeus. What I'm thinking is next turn we can play Captain Hook, put him on Jolly Roger to give him Rush. Another Pongo. All right. Minnie Mouse. Okay. So let's go ahead and play Jolly Roger. Let's play Captain Hook. Move him to Jolly Roger. Get rid of him. They'll get a draw. Get rid of him. They'll get a draw. Get rid of him. We have teeth and ambitions. And do that. And let's get rid of the Pongo. And we'll move these guys to Jolly Roger. We'll pass. Alright. They have a lot more cards than I do. They have a lot of ink. But we were able to hold them off for now. Another Tinkerbell. Akita. This next top deck is going to be great. Did they just quit? Oh, well. I guess we gotta win. Alright. Ooh, Amber Ruby. Okay. Alright. We have a Bayou. See, this hand's weird. I'm actually going to keep the Bayou. Alright, we have our John Silver. We have our Captain Hook. Let's just go ahead and play our Hook for right now. Pluto. Okay. Hook isn't in immediate danger. Go ahead and play the Bayou. We'll put Hook on there. We'll quest. We'll get a draw. You know, discard Teeth and Ambitions. And we'll pass. Agrippa. Let's see what they got. Use Pluto. They can play a 3 cost if they want with Pluto. They're thinking about it. But if they do, Pluto will be exerted and I can just take him out with Captain Hook. Got a quest. Oh no, they had LeFou. They had LeFou. Okay. Another Bayou. I hate doing this, but let's ink the Maui for now. You can play John Silver. We'll quest with Hook. Get a draw. I'm fine with discarding that Hook. I imagine they're going to try to swarm the field. Yeah, they can play a 4 cost. Another LeFou. Alright, they don't want to get rid of this Pluto, I guess. Alright. Smart, going after the Bayou. Didn't see Queen of Hearts coming. That's annoying. Drawing the... We're still going to ink. We're going to play the Bayou. We'll move them both to the Bayou. Just have Hook get rid of the Queen. Let's quest for 2. Ooh, Mr. Smee is nice. Let's pass. So now they have a choice to make. Do they go after the Bayou location? So they can play a 5. Nani, okay. Yeah, they're going after the Bayou location. Understandable. Ooh, we have 2 Mr. Smees, huh? Two Mr. Smees. Location would be nice off the draw here. Alright, Sumerian Talisman. They're just gonna quest. Well, they still have a character to play. Okay. That's fine. Grab Your Sword is huge. I just need to draw something inkable. I just need to draw something inkable. And Grab Your Sword could be game winning. Hades. Queen of Hearts back, but they can't play it unless they have something they can ink. Like, Grab Your Sword can end their whole operation here. Well, they had 2, so I guess that's that. This top deck is going to be massive. They can't kill anything with the Queen of Hearts right now, which is nice. Look at the draw. Alright. They'll take out the John Silver. Get another draw. They really had like a perfect setup. Okay, they're gonna get another draw. Okay. That is massive. Go ahead, we'll ink Agrabah. We will grab your sword to clear their board. We'll lose the Smee in the process. Unless we, I mean, we might as well get rid of her too. And we'll quest. Ink Tigger. Now we just have the Prince Eric. The Hades. Shoot. Simba. Queen of Hearts, huh? Well, they're gonna lose the Hades. Really all they can do. Agrabah's nice because we're just going to get some passive lore here as they try to re-establish their board. Mr. Smee. That puts us really close to lethal. So I don't think they can get rid of the Agrabah this turn. They might have Be Prepared. I guess that's always a possibility. Now they have Maximus. With one card left in hand. 3 off the Simba. A Pluto, sure. We'll get 2. John Silver. Let's go ahead and play him. Let's quest for 2. We have game on board. Yeah, they're kind of in a rough spot here. They have to. I mean, they can't. They can get. They have to use 2 characters to get rid of the Agrabah. The Maximus can get rid of the Smee, but they won't have enough to get rid of the Agrabah. Like, if they remove both of these, then John Silver can only quest for 1. But I don't think they can do it. Guess it depends what's in their hand. Gotta do something. Okay, so they're getting rid of the Smee. Going after the Agrabah. Alright. Nice. Very cool. Alright, let's do one more. Another Steel Amber. Okay, we got Bayou. Let's just keep these. Alright, Mr. Smee is nice. We go first. I'll ink the mini. Play Captain Hook and pass. So obviously we want to get Hook out, get Smee out. Okay, Cinderella. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get Smee out. But the Storm Rage on is pretty cringe. I should have known they had that. Alright, Flute. And get a lore off the Flute. Ooh, John Silver is nice. Play him. Quest for 2 with Smee and pass. We have the Bayou to play next turn to give John Silver another lore. Never mind. Never mind. Oh. Okay. Unless they have another one. A blue. Okay. I'll have to get rid of the location. Just gonna ink this. Let's play the Bayou. We'll just go ahead and quest. Yeah, we can get rid of that. Quest. RLS Legacy. Get another location out there. So now John Silver has +1 resist. Ink Lil John. They're at 4. A lantern. Sure. Ariel. Another blue. That's they'll get 2 lore off the blue. That's corny, but whatever. They didn't play a song. Alright, grab your sword will be helpful. Alright, let's play Legacy. And we'll just go ahead and quest for 5. That might be a bit greedy. That might be a bit greedy, but we're going for the win here. See what they have that can deal with this. Last card in hand. Or if they do the blue thing where they bash himself and get 2 lore. Yeah. Okay, and what's their last card here? Grab your sword's fine, doesn't do anything. They gain a lore from the flute. And yep, they just quit. Alright. Nice. Well, there you have it. That was Ruby Steel Pirates, and I kind of want to go over the pros and cons. First, the pros. You can get a lot of lore really quickly, just kind of the passive lore from the locations, and if you're building that up, the John Silver becomes insane with all the resist, all the lore he can get. He can be very, very hard to deal with. Another pro, like I said, is that there's a million different ways to play this deck. This isn't like the true optimal build. People maybe go with more locations or more control, things like that. There are many different ways you can build this deck, including some good budget options. And another pro, it's really cool seeing like an actual theme deck be pretty competitive. I think this deck can steal games, especially if your opponent isn't ready for it. Some cons. Card advantage sometimes can be hard to come by because you don't have a ton of draw power in this deck. The Bayou is nice, but you still have to kind of discard a card, so you're not maintaining card advantage. And maybe you find room for more Whole New World, but that can also be problematic as well because your opponent gets those cards too. So you just kind of have to adjust the ratios on that because card advantage can become a problem. Another con is this format seems to be shaping up like a format that has a lot of spot removal. John Silver doesn't die to much, but he dies to spot removal specifically, so make sure you be careful about that. I guess the third con is that once you're getting outpaced and people are running more kind of location hate, it's hard for this deck to keep up. But back to the pros, is that if you do establish that board, it can be really hard for your opponent to keep up as well. So you kind of need to navigate your way through that. But that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you're going to try this deck out as well. This is the newest installment of Deck of the Week, the first one for Into the Inklands. Let me know if you like it. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and Illumineers. I'll see you on the next one. Later.